Welcome to MacGyvers Workshop, where you never know what we're going to be working on next. If you're not too careful, you just might learn something.
Hi there, and welcome to MacGyvers Workshop, where you never know what we're going to be working on next. I haven't posted videos in a while. I apologize for that. However, I work a day job, so it's it kind of takes priority. So I've been real busy with it, lots of projects, things like that. Just no time left for playing in the workshop. So I have done some projects in here, but I wasn't able to take the time to record them. I'll put up a separate video with some slideshow, one in particular that I was interested in sharing with y'all. But anyway, what we got here is a 2007 Honda Odyssey minivan, and unfortunately it's living in a perfect storm. The owner of the vehicle, her mother is a good friend of mine, and the owner of the vehicle is a rural route carrier for the Postal Service. So this van sees a lot of very slow stop and go driving. Well, couple that with the 2007 Honda Odyssey having the variable cylinder management system, it's a terrible perfect storm, because the system has had a lot of issues from Honda. As a matter of fact, Honda had a class action lawsuit filed against them because of it. The engines would blow up, and I don't know all the details of it, but there's something about the variable cylinder management system just wasn't right, and it would cause the engines to fail. And we believe that's what happened with this one, because it exhibits all the hallmark features of the problem. Weird misfire issues, check engine light, and also then it finally blew a head gasket. And in the end, it ended up being less expensive to find a used motor, which we do have over here. Let me move my oil drain thingy out of the way so you can see it. And we have a used engine here that is supposed to be good and relatively new, or newly rebuilt or gone through or something, because it has all the little temperature sensing pucks glued to it all over the motor, and they appear fairly recent. So the vehicle itself had experienced a tree falling on it. So the vehicle wasn't junked because the engine blew up. So, all right, so let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to have to do, of course, is disconnect our battery, and we'll get it out of the way. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to unhook everything, and we're going to need to lift the vehicle up and drop it out through the bottom. Nothing really complicated here. You just have to unhook everything that attaches to the motor. And the cool thing about it is the harness, you don't have to worry about unhooking every single solitary sensor, because the harness just connects to the computer over here. So you can pretty much leave all your wiring connected to the motor, and for the most part drop it. Now you want to be careful. You don't want to just ham this stuff off of here, because you don't know for sure what you're going to need off the old motor to move over to the new one. So a little extra care always goes a long way. And once we get everything clear from the top, and we'll go down underneath and start disconnecting everything from down under, because we still have to drain all the fluids out of this and all yet. So, all right, I guess we can pick it up.
Well, would you look at that? Yeah, I'd say it definitely had a blown head gasket, but it sure was dumping a lot of water in the oil, wasn't it? Ew. That's yucky. Milkshake.
I think I'm ready to lift this, so let's give her a go, and I'll lift it a little bits and check things and make sure, and hopefully we'll be able to pick her on up. Double check all our little things here. Make sure we're not missing nothing. You want to be careful with the AC compressor. It's really kind of a moot point here because there's no Freon in it. And I noticed that the air wasn't working, but the factory procedure is to where you can remove the AC compressor and not have to evacuate the system, which is great if your AC is working. So that's the way I'm doing it. And but when you go to lift the body, you have to be careful because the AC compressor may hang up on the motor as you're picking it up, and then you'll yank an AC line and bend it and what have you. So we have to be extra careful. All right, there she be. One cradle with an engine and transmission on it. So I took my time lifting the body. I just double and triple checked everything to make sure that wanted to make sure that we didn't miss anything, and I don't go yanking anything off of the motor. So, and whoo, you could smell that blown head gasket. My goodness. All right. Well, we're going to stop here for this video, and we will see you on the next go around in part 2. And that's where we will take the motor off of the cradle, and motor and transmission actually, and then separate the motor, and then we'll set this up on the engine stand, and we'll go ahead and transfer any good parts, because you know we put a lot of new parts on this motor, and transfer them over to the other motor, and then we'll mate them back up and set it back down in the cradle and pretty much just go in reverse from what we did to get to this point. So there's one last thing I want to say. I'm going to roll this thing up here, so give me a minute. I was wondering how I was going to set this motor and transmission to where it would be stable and sturdy, you know, while I'm separating the motor from the transmission and mating the new one up and all that. And Eric, the car guy, he kind of did his with just by letting the transmission or transaxle sit in a tire with no rim. But I don't have any of those laying around. So as luck would have it, my wife told me last night as we were going out to eat that somebody on our local social media neighborhood group had posted that they were, you know, free to a good home kind of thing. And it's really neat because it's got some super heavy duty industrial casters on it with, they're actually spring loaded too. So, I mean, they're not going to, you know, suspend a whole lot of weight, but they're there to allow the casters to roll over uneven terrain. So, like a rough floor or something. I just I want to give a shout out to the fella, nice old gentleman, and come to find out he knows some people that I knew from back in the day and all this, that, and the other, and we kind of hung out and chatted for a bit, and he used this to move around a Volkswagen Beetle body while he was working on the pan, and he could roll around the shop, get it out of the way, that kind of thing. Well, he got the body stuff done, and he was done with this, and it's just been kind of sitting around his shop forever. And so finally he posted it, and a couple of people beat me to it initially, but they never showed up. So it was rather fortuitous that this thing came across, because this will be perfect. You know, I'll have to fabricate some stuff, you know, with 2x4s or whatever to get this thing to sit the way I want it, but it'll be just exactly what the doctor ordered. So thank you, and stay tuned next time, and please subscribe if you like the kind of stuff you see. I'm not like the other YouTubers, you know, who put 3 and 4 videos up a week or whatever. Fortunately, I have to work a day job, pay my bills, so this is kind of a side thing and a hobby, or therapy as I call it, to help me decompress from a hard day at work. And but it's my fun, I enjoy it. So again, thanks for watching, stay tuned, and we will see you next time.